Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. We're Nerd is a New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, with my co-host.
This is Eli.
Yep, and we're back with another episode, and we were going to record yesterday, but I was dog tired, so I felt like doing it today. So we completely missed out on Mother's Day. So, happy Mother's Day to all the mamas and mamas and all that stuff like that. Normally, we usually give our favorite mothers, comic book mothers, you know. But I think we've done it so many years that we're going to pretty much repeat ourselves. But I have a new one, Eli.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Thor's mom.
Thor's mom.
Favorite
mom? Thor?
For
favorite
two reasons.
Thor's mom?
For two reasons. Okay, one, because Renee Russo was awesome in Endgame. And Gomer from Comic Cast and Geeks Abs and our boss and all stuff like that reminded me that she's now the leader of the Avengers.
Oh, really?
And I didn't really think about it. Yeah, in War of the Realms. So I thought about like, damn, she really is the leader of the Avengers. Because in the last book, Cap was like, okay, Thor's mom, what do we do next? He didn't say Thor's mom, but you know. But he was deferring to her on what to do next on the mission. So I'm like, damn, so she's like running the Avengers now. So yeah. But also, here's a first we're gonna do, Eli. Now we always get the best mom. Now I want to get the worst mom.
The worst mom.
The worst mom, right? And that is gonna be Marilyn Batson.
Oh, who's that now?
But you didn't see the movie. Did you see the movie? Didn't see the movie. Shazam?
I guess yeah, she sucked.
Right. So yeah, fuck Marilyn Batson.
I was gonna say Black Mariah from that Luke Cage season 2.
Well, was that from this year or last year?
That was last summer, right?
It was that shit came out forever. But yeah, fuck her too.
Yeah.
Because she's fucking. Well, you know what? I almost feel I can't feel sympathetic for either one of them. Because Black Mariah sucked, even though her circumstance was shitty. But you could saw Black Marilyn, White Marilyn, Bassett. She pretty much said she almost had the same circumstance, like she had him too young, and you know maybe it was a kind of a fucked up situation also. But at the same time, that doesn't really matter about what happened.
Yeah.
So because both of them pretty much told their kids, "I never wanted you, don't like you, don't even want you in my life now."
Pretty much, yeah. Basically, the worst shit you can say to a kid.
Right. So, wow. All right. That means we can move on past that. Now we can move on to something else. Nobody died, right, Eli?
Not that I know of.
Probably so, but nobody gave a shit about. Okay. So now we can actually talk about a new holiday that just popped up out of nowhere that neither one of us was aware of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that is XMen Day.
Yeah, I did not know that.
I didn't know that, so I decided to dig up and find out exactly what is X-Men Day, and apparently X-Men Day is just a made-up holiday.
Okay.
That Fox made up. It is not the date that X-Men debuted, because that was in September of 1963. It is not the debut of the X-Men movies, because that was in June. So, it's just a thing.
They just say X-Men, it's just some random day?
It's just a random day. It's just the day that the Dark Phoenix tickets went on sale.
Okay, so that's what I was about to say. We better make a holiday to remind everybody to give a fuck about this movie coming out.
Right, because other than that, no one gives a fuck about this movie. So you got to do something. We got Batman Day, we got Star Wars Day, so fuck it, why not an X-Men Day? But they really went out for this X-Men Day, because I went on Twitter, like every X-Men actor, like all of them, are on there making tweets and reminiscing about what they did with X-Men. Like, remember the guy that played Sunspot in Days of Future Past?
Days of Future Past.
But that's the point. He's making a post about, I enjoyed my time and employing my legacy into the X-Men movies. Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. Sunspot was in that movie? I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember him in the movie.
Well, he remembers, so.
I guess so.
So, yeah, congratulations to X-Men Day or whatever.
I thought you were gonna like make me pick my favorite X-Men book or some shit.
I mean, I could. Okay. The reason I wasn't gonna linger on it, because I know you hate X-Men, and I'm this close to putting X-Men in the banned topics we have, along with Will Smith and and James Gunn. Even though we took James Gunn out the box, so it's okay.
Making a shit on X-Men like
Star
I would
Wars,
Will Smith.
You know, we're gonna put him in that box.
I mean, X-Men ain't that bad. Yeah, that's Will Smith. I do like one Will Smith movie.
Okay. And don't worry, you will like another one when Bad Boys 3 come out. Okay, so give me your favorite X-Men storyline. Just one. We're not gonna do top 5. We're not gonna do top 5. Just one. I'm just curious. I'm curious. You know.
Fuck it. You know what? I'll say X-Men number 234.
Okay.
Just because of the cover. It's the cover of Wolverine as the Brood. That's like one of my favorite images of all time.
Oh, you know? Yeah. Okay.
On the cover, he's like on his knees. He's got his claws out, but he's infected with the Brood, and his face is all fucking gnarly looking with fangs and shit.
X-Men. Are you a big X-Men fan than I am, Eli, and not telling me?
No, that's that. No, I picked up that book just for the cover, and I read the book, and it sucked.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm going on Comixology and pulling up right now. Let me see.
Yeah, check out. I think it's I know that cover memorized because it's like one of my favorite comic images of all time. I mean, I would totally get a poster of that or a shirt if they ever made one because I just love that image of Wolverine.
Okay, he's like turning half alien or some shit.
Yeah, he's got infected with the Brood.
Okay,
and that book. Okay. Yeah, the book is just them fighting the Brood, I guess. And but that's the thing is I picked it up thinking, oh, this looks so dope, you know? And then I read it and it's got like Dazzler in it. And
oh, you read the shitty run of the X-Men like in the 80s. You can't count that.
That's the thing. That's my track record with the X-Men. It's like it was always disappointed. Like, oh, this looks so cool. And everyone talks about how awesome this is. And every time I try to get into it, I'm like, yeah, it's really not. Okay, and that's what I say.
The 80s were a bad time for the X-Men. That was when Mohawk Storm and, Dazzler and shit like that. You got to either go to the 70s or the 90s.
And I think Psylocke's in the book, and she's like not hot Psylocke.
Yeah, she's like Posh Spice, British shit. Yeah. Like not sexy ninja,
Like Wolverine shows up at the end, like he's all brooded out and shit, but, it was like disappointing, But okay. I like that. I mean, I'm that probably isn't my favorite, but I'd like that image. I'll never forget that cover.
Okay, my favorite X-Men cover is the one, when he's crucified on that X symbol.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, come on. I've never even read the book. I thought the cover was fucking awesome. Like Wolverine's like crucified like Jesus, like ex-Jesus.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of the you've seen it before.
Oh no, I thought of another story I could have said. Is when Magneto ripped Wolverine's fucking adamantium.
Oh, yeah, like Wolverine got a good shot in and stabbed him. He was like, okay, enough of that shit. And then just that shit was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I remember that. I did because my brother. That's when they rebooted the X-Men and the number ones and Jim Lee and all that shit. And
right.
That's when my brother started reading comics, and I read that shit. I gave that a whirl, and that was cool. I was like, wow, why hasn't no one ever thought of that?
See,
until
90s now. X-Men.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last time they were good. Like I said, I could rattle off a whole bunch of ones I like: Days of Future Past, Dark Phoenix. Okay, I read it all of them, but those were awesome. Pretty sure there was some other good ones in between.
Oh, I see this. Yo, okay, I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this cover now.
Yeah, the crucifixion.
Where he's all on the X, yeah.
Yeah, I've never read the book. I just know that cover was like, okay, can you do that? Can you crucify Wolverine like Jesus? But okay, go for it.
Yeah. That would be the same artist from that run that I was reading. Because what did I like 230? Yeah, 234 is right there. So
Mark Silvestri, Mark Silvestri.
Oh yeah, that explains a lot.
Yeah, but see, this when he started becoming. You had Mark Silvestri. You had like Will Portacio. Was that his name? I might be fucking the name up. And then you had Jim Lee after this. So you had those three. All those guys jump ship went to Image. But it was like that's when X-Men started to get like, okay, we got to get flashier and sexier and all that shit like that.
Yeah, that explains why I dig the cover because I dug on. I read the Witchblade and the Darkness and
and that's what most people don't understand. They thinking we like
Cyberforce and shit.
Right, all that bullshit. People think we're in the X-Men because of all the symbolism and the civil rights and we didn't give a fuck about that shit, man. No. We cared about the covers, the art, and the sexy ass women.
Basically,
and the crazy ass powers they had because a mutant they can make any crazy ass power with no explanation whatsoever. Fuck it, I shoot fireworks, no fucking reason.
Out of my ass.
Yeah, out of my ass. Just do whatever.
Thundercracker or whatever.
Right. No explanation. You're just like, okay, what are your powers? And just go with it. Like Rob Liefeld was the most popular artist in the 90s. He wrote X-Men books. Did not give a fuck about none of this social commentary shit. I want to make Deadpool. I want to make Cable. I want to make them just blow up shit, muscles, pouches, guns, fuck all other bullshit, swords, all other bullshit. Leave it out the window. That's what we love X-Men for.
Yeah, pretty much.
But now I think they forgot.
Or everyone else does. Yeah.
Well, everybody. Well, you know, but I do. Remember, I was in puberty when I was looking at this shit, so of course it pertained to my teenage younger self. You know, they make this shit for you, tailor made for me. You know. So, but that's then. Now I think X-Men is so far up its own ass, they don't really know how to find their way back. But hopefully they'll do some shit. That's why I kind of like that Major X shit we were reviewing the other day, only because it's so bad it's good.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of reminding me of why we like X-Men, but also why X-Men died. So, anyway, what's next? Oh, you're up. Okay, so something happened with Game of Thrones yesterday. Give it to me. Review. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette and yeah.
Oh man, yeah. This was it's quite the. This is like the Last Jedi all over again. People are very. Yeah, people are so divided on last night's episode. This is the second to the last episode. So the series finale is next week. So basically the Battle of King's Landing, where Daenerys, she's the mother of dragons. She rides the dragons. She's got the army, you know, she freed the slaves. She's been cool, you know. Well, last night she went batshit crazy and decided to murder everybody.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. So during the battle, now King's Landing, the bitch ass queen Cersei, she's a cunt. She sucks. Everybody wanted her to die. You know, she's holed up in the castle. You know, and basically she surrounded, you know, the city with you know, basically human shields. All the innocent people. She made them come outside to shield. You know, and dared the army to come in and invade, you know. Well, you know, Dany and the army, they waited outside and she took the dragon, you know, in a very the first half of the episode was awesome and it was very stressful because she had her other dragons killed because they got these like big giant harpoon guns now that can shoot down the dragons. So I was like, holy shit, she's got one dragon left. You know, her army's been kind of depleted. We're all pissed off of, you know, because of last week where they killed Missandei, the hot chick from Fast and Furious.
Whoa,
she got her.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, stop.
What?
Did you say they killed her?
Oh yeah, they killed the fucker. They chopped her head off.
You can't just fly past that.
Oh yeah,
I want to watch the show.
That was last week.
What the fuck, man? I got reason to watch it now.
That was last week when everyone bitched about, oh, Game of Thrones doesn't represent people of color accurately. Like, you think? Like this whole thing on, Game of Thrones isn't accurate representation for black people.
Right. Like the one black dude in the show got no balls. What do you expect? You know?
Yeah. So that was last week's shit. This week, they said, okay, fuck it. We're going to go invade this fucking city. And, it all comes down to this, the final battle, right? And it was stressful. The dragon flew low. It was really cool. The dragon flew low so the fucking ships couldn't hit it. And then she burned down all the fucking ships. It was fucking cool. Then she went down and burned all the fucking, the castle keeps because they had harpoons on there. Just blew all through the fucking city, blowing up all the army and all the fucking harpoon guns. It was fucking glorious. And then the fucking the walls breached. Her army goes in and fucking basically makes the other army, the city army, surrender. So they drop their swords. They're like, okay, we're pretty much dead, and she's sitting on top of, she's sitting there, lands her dragon on top of this building. And just like the battle was won. She won. She took the city, without killing all the fucking innocent people. All she had to do was fly up to the fucking castle and have the dragon eat that bitch. And it would have been cool, And it was like, she's sitting there and I was like fucking kind of freaking out. I was like, you're sitting duck, man. So this is Game of Thrones. I know fucked up shit's going to happen. And I'm thinking there's one harpoon gun left. I'm thinking she's a sitting duck. She's about to get fucking shot, sitting on top of that building with their dragon. And I'm like, oh shit. And she decides to just take off and burn everybody.
Wow. Okay.
She goes on a kill crazy rampage and burns the whole fucking city down, all the innocent people. It was like, what the fuck? Why is she all of a sudden going crazy? That's my problem. And I was so fucking pissed. This is so inconsistent with the character. And I don't give a fuck about everybody arguing, saying, no, ever since season 1, we've seen this coming. Like, no, you're full of shit. No.
Oh, so you're on the opposite side of the argument.
Yeah, I was like,
plot twist. I didn't see it coming. Okay.
Yeah, this is total bullshit. You know, She doesn't all of a sudden go crazy just because her dad was crazy. That's just dumb writing, and it's just dumb. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just like, why? You know, it's like the whole thing. I hope Luke Skywalker goes to the dark side. Like, why? Like, what would make him go to the dark side now after all the shit he's been through? What would make him decide to become a fucking, to go evil?
Right.
What, traffic too bad on Coruscant? I can't take it anymore. Oh, like this bullshit, So that was my thing. And I'm arguing with them. Like, this is dumb. Oh, no, she's killed people before. Yes, she's killed assholes that deserve to die. She's never killed like innocent people. She's freed the slaves. She wanted to get rid of tyrants and make the world a better place. There was never any hint that all of a sudden she's just going to go this kill crazy rampage and massacre like women and children and shit.
Okay, let me interject for a second. Was it like a Dark Phoenix situation, since we're talking about X-Men? Did she get possessed, or, a dragon take over her brain or some bullshit or something?
No, not really. I mean, she lost. There's been some conflict lately. They don't love her like the queen. Like, she's coming into, there's some conflict. Some people don't trust her. And, she fucked Jon Snow before she knew he was her nephew and all that shit. So there's that incest thing going on. And so there's some emotional, like, bullshit she's had to deal with lately, but nothing I would think that, okay, I'm just going to go and murder the world now. My nephew won't fuck me. Guess I got to kill everybody now. Like,
oh, wow.
It just doesn't gel. You know what I mean? To me, it just doesn't gel. And I just thought, what the hell? That's the thing. Game of Thrones, it's always been a challenge to watch because nothing ever goes how you want it. But at least they were consistent with the characters. At least you knew the characters were doing what they were doing. And this just felt so out of place for, the mother of dragons. Everyone's been rooting for her all this time to all of a sudden become the villain. Like at the last second of the last episode, now she's the bad guy. It's just like, what the fuck?
Wow.
So.
Okay. Okay, I knew some people were like really bitching about it. And that's the thing, like most Game of Thrones episodes that come out, like people are one-sided. Oh, this episode's awesome. Oh, this episode sucked. I'm like, y'all having a hard time for me to get into this show when y'all can't even get divided on, united on what you like, Oh, well, I do want to say this, Eli. I've somebody actually sat me down. Actually, I watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay. Yeah.
So some of this stuff you're saying now, when you're saying the Draconians, fought the Atlanteans and the Apollonians, I'm starting to understand that shit now. With first you were just like throwing words at me. The
Apollonians and the vanity and.
Right. So now I'm starting to understand a little bit now. So it's just slightly becoming English. So yeah.
The time and the revolution. And...
Right.
2000 party over oops at a time.
Oh man, but that's one more thing I want to say about that, because the reason I have 50 Cent on the picture and stuff like that, because he now that this is what is like the next to the last episode, like the last episode of Game of Thrones coming up.
Yeah, next week's the last episode.
That's it after that.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because now that Game of Thrones is starting to wrap up, another show that I never watch at all is Power. So apparently they're about to come out with their last season also. Or something. I don't know. I don't keep up. Like I said, I don't keep up with either one of these shows anyway. And 50 Cent came out with a show, and for some reason he's saying that the Game of Thrones fans are trolling him, or harassing him, or bullying him. Maybe.
Well, I guess so, because that show's funny. Like what? I mean, the picture you put on here is funny.
Right, and that's the thing. That's from his Instagram page.
Oh, he did that.
He did that. Or maybe I think somebody else did that and he did it to troll them. So basically 50 Cent put up an Instagram post, and I'm going to quote his exact words, what he said to Game of Thrones fans. Okay. 50 Cent's words now, not mine. This shit ain't nothing but a hating ass, but nothing. He's talking about the. Before I get into it, he's talking about the picture that he posted. So obviously somebody else did this, and he's posting it. So
Okay.
This shit ain't nothing but hating ass Game of Thrones fans sit here with too much time on their hands, mad because Power is the #1 show. Fuck you and your flying dragons. We on some real shit, ho.
That shit don't even rhyme, man.
So 50 just trolling people back and forth like that. So I don't know. But the funny thing is, it's weird because honestly, I feel like the people that watch Power and the Game of Thrones are the same fan base. Now, I'm not saying everybody watch Game of Thrones watch Power, but I know everybody watch Power watch Game of Thrones.
I guess,
It's
yeah.
weird. You think they'd be two different demographics, but they all watch the shit.
Oh no, like Game of Thrones got everybody. Go to YouTube and just like search Game of Thrones reactions.
Right.
And you'll see like, all kinds of folks just like fucking, reacting to episodes, shit that goes on the episodes and shit,
Damn, okay. So basically Game of Thrones just has everybody, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. What you watch, everybody watches it.
Yeah, it shows like big, like a big gang of black dudes like watching, and oh shit, like reacting to the fucking the Night King battle with
Right.
the ice zombies and shit, and them like it looks like that was the same weekend as Endgame. So yeah,
People were debating about what was better. The Night Stalker episode was way better than Endgame. Did I fuck it up again?
Night King, yeah,
That guy,
close enough.
Yeah, close enough. It's way better than Endgame. I'm just like, oh man, why we gotta have this war, man? Why can't everybody just like what they like?
They were both awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking the show, but Eli, y'all seem kind of cultish, man. I really do.
I don't know. Like I said, this has been like Lord of the Rings for hipsters. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's been like when it's like how the MCU is. Those casual Marvel fans that only follow the movies and think they know shit because they follow the MCU movies.
Right.
Well, this is like the same thing. They don't know. They're not into nerd shit. They're not into fantasy. They don't play Dungeons and Dragons. Not that I do either. But
Right.
this is like their one nerdy thing that they have, and it's like, okay, this is just Lord of the Rings. Like my sister never seen Lord of the Rings, but she's loves Game of Thrones.
Right.
So that you deal with those tourists, those fair weather fans,
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess. Can we move on past this?
Yeah.
Okay. Sound interesting. Now that I know what you're talking about, kind of.
Yeah.
Catch about 30% of what you're saying now. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, we next move on to the actual podcast. We've just been bullshitting around the whole time. Now we get into the meat of the podcast, we normally talk about the box office numbers, and we're just gonna jump into it and go to it. Number one, Elon, give it to me. What is it?
It's got to be Endgame, right? I mean, what else is out?
It is, but it's close.
Oh, really?
It was close this week. Yeah.
Oh, that fucking Pikachu movie came out.
The Pikachu movie did 54 million. So yeah, it came out the gate. It came out swinging. Endgames had to hang on to their top spot, so they almost got taken out. So yeah,
that's understandable. I can see it.
Yeah, looking at these numbers, Detective Pikachu probably going to end up being the highest grossing video game movie of all time, and it's not even going to be close.
That's right. As you said, that's a video game.
It's a video game movie. People forget about that. Yeah. Like Nintendo is on the when they named the logos of these movies, Nintendo was on there.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So
since no one's buying the Switch, hey, make a movie.
Make movies. It's like they did with comic books. Nobody's buying Iron Man. Make a movie.
Yeah.
Number 3, we have The Hustle. What is that about?
I don't know.
Is
that with Kevin Hart or some shit?
Probably. I don't know.
I don't know. Sounds like it would be.
You probably took a wild guess and probably got it right. I don't know. Number 4, The Intruder.
That's the Dennis Quaid horror flick.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a black movie, man.
It's a black movie?
Yeah, it's a black movie. It may or may not be a black movie. All I know is that anytime like Intruder,
Kevin Hart's in that too.
And no, Kevin Hart's not in this one. But what was that other movie? What Men Want. Then I get get phone calls and texts. So when are we gonna go see this? I'm like, go see what? I'm like, oh fuck. Intruder's one of those movies. Oh shit. No guy wants to see these movies. We get just drugged to this shit. And so, what else we got? 5 long shot. We have 6 palms. Palms. P-O-M-S.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Batting 1,000. Now we wonder why Endgame makes so much money. It's like a theater graveyard right now. Number 7, Ugly Dolls. Number 8, Breakthrough. And number 9, Token.
Oh, that's right. The fucking the J.R.R. Tolkien biopic.
That's a thing?
Yeah. It looked all right. I wouldn't mind watching it.
I've never heard that even existed.
Yeah, it's like it's a biopic about his life. He goes to war and all the shit that inspired him to write the Lord of the Rings.
He wanted to make like his own mythology. Who's playing Token?
What's his name? Holt. What's his guy's name? He played Beast.
Yeah. More X-Men tie-ins.
Yeah. Fury Road. He was in Fury Road.
They really try to make that guy a thing. Like they really pushed this guy. He was in that zombie love movie too.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it, but
I didn't see it either. But yeah, he was in it. Number 10, Curse of the La.
Oh, that shit. That shit's still in there, huh? Yeah. Mexican Ghost Story.
Yeah, Mexican Ghost Story. All right, so where is Avengers sitting at right now? So Avengers right now is sitting at 2.4 billion.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Probably
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, it did their money. But here's the thing: now they got about 300 million left to go.
Oh, to take Avatar.
To take out Avatar. Now people keep saying all they need is 300 million more. That 300 million is a lot. You just can't say all they need. I mean, they're gonna get it because Disney is gonna leave this movie in the theaters as long as it takes. It doesn't matter. It can be out on Blu-ray. It's still gonna be in the theaters.
Yeah. I would see that,
Yeah, making money. They'll find some way to like boost numbers and stuff like that. Or give a free ticket with SpiderMan or some bullshit. Ain't no telling them what they'll do. They will find a way.
Well, then they said they added a post-credit scene or some shit now?
They said they added Spider-Man Far From Home trailer at the end of the movie.
At the end of the movie?
At the end of the movie. Because let's say this is your first time going to see it and that's the first thing you see.
Oh.
Tony Stark is dead! Like, wait, what?
That's right.
It so kind of makes sense for that. Oh, I saw it again. I saw the movie again. So this is my 3rd time watching it.
Oh, you've seen it twice now? Or 3 times?
My 3rd time.
Oh, 3 times. Okay.
Yes, 3 times. Now, the reason I'm going to see it again because I want to watch like different, formats what I saw before. So this time I saw it in D-Box. Now, we call it D-Box. I'm hearing D-Box same thing as 4D.
Oh, is it? Oh, really?
I think. Where you're in the seats and it moves around and jerks you around and stuff? Not jerk you off, but you know what I mean. That'd be an awesome city.
That'd be awesome, man.
Right. Yeah. 2 tickets, please.
That fuck shit make $3 billion.
Right. Endgame was so good.
Awesome, man. Best movie ever. Going back tonight.
Okay. So I was moving around in the seat, doing the fight scene, stuff like that. And there was one scene that had me worried, Eli. And that was when Black Widow jumped off that cliff. And I got scared for a second that my seat was going to do like a thud.
Like you were going to get ejected or something?
Right. Or just as soon as she hit the ground, like, boom. Like, no, I don't want to feel that shit. No.
Did you get sprayed with shit?
No, not in this one. They don't spray people in this one. So I guess it's not the real 4D experience.
Oh, okay.
You sort of leave it out, but I don't want to get sprayed with shit in my face. I'm like, not my thing. Maybe if it's your thing, listeners or whatever. So yeah, so that's my 3rd time going. I'm trying to go in IMAX. I have it planned around when I'm going to do it again, but we'll see from there. So yeah.
Oh, you got to like drive somewhere for IMAX, don't you?
Yeah, but I think I'm going to just go because I think I got a trip coming up like in June or something like that. So I'm going to just go when I get to a real city.
Okay.
Just get my tickets planned ahead then and I just go then. Yeah. That being said, like I said, we talked about Avengers Endgame. Let's just briefly talk about the actual Dark Phoenix poster one more time. We did talk about X-Men Day. Let's talk about the Dark Phoenix poster. Plus, I want to talk about X-Men one more time also. All right. Here's something that's always went through my head, Eli. The X-Men theme song. Everybody knows the theme song, right?
Yeah.
Is it me or is this the exact same as Whitney Houston's I'm Your Baby Tonight?
Oh, I don't even know how the song goes.
Whatever you
I'm your
want
baby
from
tonight.
me. It sounds the same to me. Anybody listening, go back and listen to Whitney Houston's "I'm Your Baby Tonight." It sounds like a remix of X-Men theme song. That's just me. Maybe I'm off base. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, they got an X-Men movie coming out. No one gives a shit. They made up a fake day to promote it. Maybe it'll make money. Maybe it won't. I don't know. The trailer didn't even really show anything. It just showed like some background clips of some old movies and then just showed this. So really not even selling anybody in a movie. Comes out in 3 weeks. I don't even know if we're gonna do like a full, you know how we like do like movie reviews, like a whole thing. I don't know if this is even worth it.
Well, yeah, because then I would have to see it if we were doing that.
I mean, here's the thing: if you don't see it, then by default we're not gonna do it. I'm not gonna talk about this shit by myself for an hour.
You know,
I'm not.
I might. You know, this depending what comes out. I mean, you know.
Look, we're gonna talk about that shit 15 minutes, then talk about Water Realms for the rest.
Because that's so awesome too.
Right.
You're the only one talking about that too.
No, Gomer's talking about it too. Gomer's talking about it.
Oh well, let's get him on the show, and you guys can.
Shit, while you just sit back and smoke a cigarette while we talk about some bullshit. Thor's mom is the leader of the Avengers and shit.
I'll be on Pornhub looking up, Black Widow and Hulk porn.
Oh shit. Okay, so like I said, we talked about that, but something happened last week that we probably need to just briefly address for no reason. That's Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Oh yeah.
It came out many millennia ago, I guess.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Right. In internet terms, it came out so long ago we forgot about it. But I guess we can briefly just talk about it. And now they're saying that Mysterio is from the multiverse because they're saying that the snap, tore a hole in reality or some shit. We don't know which snap. Was it Thanos snap? Was it Hulk snap? Was it Tony snap? Mm-hmm. Who knows? All of them? Maybe. So now there's a multiverse, and people are upset because Mysterio said that, Spider-Man lives in the 616, when technically it's not the 616. It's the 199. It's the 199,999. That's the Earth, I think.
Wow.
Something. I looked it up today. So
you're a fucking nerd.
I guess. You took in my pocket protector. So the 616 is actually in the comic book. So now people are mad because they're saying that the movie universe is the real universe and the comic universe doesn't exist anymore. And calm down. Everybody relax. We all know Mysterio is full of shit.
Yeah, no shit. That's what I was saying.
Right. Like, you can't believe any of that shit he's saying.
Yeah. None of the shit he's doing is real.
Right.
That's all. He's just David Copperfield.
Right. That's his thing. That's what he does.
Yeah.
And so just let that go. But at the same time, it does bring them interesting if they did decide to go a multiverse route, because it could open something. What if this Mysterio is a Mysterio from another universe that actually fought Spider-Man, just like, man, fuck this shit. I'm tired of Spider-Man whooping my ass. Let me go to another universe where he's younger so I can kick his ass. Yeah. Sounds pretty interesting,
Yeah. He's from the Sony universe.
I was just thinking that also. It's a way to, what's the damn movie? Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They could tie all that shit together now.
There you go.
Yeah. And then another thing I was thinking about, what if the MCU is just a pocket dimension from Franklin Richards? Now, it's weird, but that actually happened in the comics.
They could definitely do that. They got to do something.
Yeah, what they do that? They just all of a sudden it's just Franklin Richards in the bed with this universe in his hand, and Reed Richards saying go to sleep, and like okay, and he just close the hand, and that's the end of the MCU. But that happened in the comics, and because in the comics, Franklin Richards he took like the Avengers, all the heroes that didn't sell, non X-Men and Spider-Man, put them in another universe. That was that Onslaught bullshit. He put them in their own universe. So they lived. There was no X-Men. That was their bullshit when like Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld came back and they did their own versions of the X-Men. I mean the Avengers and shit. Completely fucking sucked.
I must have missed all that.
It sucked. Don't worry about it. It shit lasts like 12 issues, and they realized. And then they showed at the end of it, Franklin Richards had the whole shit in the universe, and then he just brought him back into the regular universe, and that was it. Fun fact: that's actually how Hill Street Blues ended.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
I was about to say like Hill Street Blues, but I didn't think anybody was gonna get it.
Yeah,
I didn't want to make myself sound old as fuck. Nobody probably will get it,
but I know for a fact Hill Street Blues in the same way. Like the whole thing was like in a snow globe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to sound old. Then
I remember that shit also, History. But the thing was, didn't History Blues have like its own shared universe also? Like, had History Blues, and what was that show with Howie Mandel on it? It was St. Elsewhere.
St. Elsewhere. Oh yeah. Jeez.
I think they crossed over. So that means St. Elsewhere didn't exist either.
Fuck, man. Yeah.
We are. Fuck it. But I think it was some other, like, who made, didn't Dick Wolf make all those shows?
I don't remember who did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think Dick Wolf made all the shows. But anyway, I think some of those characters from like History Blues or St. Elsewhere, one of those like popped into another show. So basically, like, the entire NBC network is just in the mind of that one boy.
Yeah, I guess.
Wow.
It was like All in the Family, and you had the Jeffersons, and
yeah, all that shit was like tied together because the Jeffersons was a spinoff of All in the Family because the mom was their house cleaner or some shit, you know.
Yeah, and then what was that? The maid? Was that 227? Was that from there too, or no?
No. I know what you're talking about. No, 227. Even though the mom on 227 was the maid on the Jeffersons, but she was playing two different characters.
Okay.
Yeah. I know they
so like the Facts of Life. You had the Facts of Life. Yeah.
Facts of Life is a spinoff of what?
Different Strokes.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a spinoff
Mrs. Garrett used to be the original maid on Different Strokes.
Yeah.
I know all the kids know what we're talking about.
We're talking about shit like from the 70s and the 80s. Nothing to do with comic books. We're talking about Ty Bridges. Yeah. So I guess we move.
Mr. T. Mr. T was on Different
Don't say he was
once.
on St. Elsewhere, because that means he's also from the mind of that boy for the snow globe.
Yeah.
Oh man, Mr. T is an imaginary character. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they got to do something because they got all these untitled Marvel movies coming out.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I was filibustering, but you actually gave me a good reason why I was filibustering. I forgot why. Yes, we'll talk about that. So first, let's talk about these Marvel movies coming out, because the thing is, Marvel has announced their dates for the movies coming up. They haven't released the name of the movies coming out. However, they said, I think around summertime, they're actually going to release the names of the movies.
Okay. So,
and I'm going to give the date. And they also gave Star Wars also, so I'm trying to see when my eyesight is fucked. So from now till next May, there will be no MCU movies until then.
Yeah.
We don't know which the next movie's coming out. If we take a guess, next movie. So they got 2 movies coming out in 2020.
That's probably why they pushed fucking New Mutants out again, so they could try to get people to give a shit about comic book movies.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're gonna put New Mutants out, it need to be somewhere in. Is it gonna come out this year?
It's coming out sometime. No, they pushed it to next February or March or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they crank it out before they get started with the MCU again. So 2020 has 2 MCU movies coming out. 2021 has 3. And 2022 has 3 also. So they're cranking up their schedule again. So they're going to be back in full swing, cranking out movie after movie after movie. Now, like I said, we know Black Panther 2 is coming out, of course. Doctor Strange 2, we know that's coming out. Eternal, so that's 3 movies.
Shang-Chi, did they say they're making a Shang-Chi?
They're making a Shang-Chi movie. They already found a director.
Guardians 2.
Guardians 2. God damn, man, that's like, did we name like 5 movies already?
Yeah.
Okay. But they're like 1, 5, 6, 8. There was like 8 movies on schedule. So still like 3 more. People saying, they're going to put an Avengers movie on there. They're not.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, I bet my reputation, there will not be an Avengers movie listed in this slate right here.
Yeah, why?
Right,
like,
Scarlet Witch and the Avengers, like, no. Not going to happen. So that's Marvel, but they also released Star Wars also. And I found this pretty interesting, Eli. Okay, so the next movie, of course, they already got that name. That's Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Comes out this year? Yeah, comes out this year. And then just 3 more movies on the horizon, and pretty much right after each other. 2022, 2024, 2026. Trilogy.
Every other year, yeah.
Right, trilogy. But there's no side stories in between, like a Star Wars story, nothing like that. It's just trilogy and that's it. So
yeah, they can those because of Solo.
Right.
So
the boycott worked. We did it, Eli.
Yeah, we ruined the Obi-Wan movie. Awesome.
They said we won, but they didn't say what we lost.
What did it cost you?
Everything. So yeah, so that's what we got. So the Star Wars stuff is pretty easy to figure out. It's pretty much going to be the Rian Johnson trilogy. So
I don't know. They're saying that got canceled now. They're saying, and they're gonna go with the Game of Thrones guys now. But now that Game of Thrones is going, who knows?
That's another thing. Why do they keep throwing these Game of Thrones people in everything, man? Like I said, I'm not saying the show is bad, but they really, like, for instance, that chick from Game of Thrones and playing Jean Grey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was fan casted. You know how people are always saying Idris Elba should play everybody. That's why they picked her, because they just fan cast. Who would play a good Jean Grey? This Game of Thrones chick. They just stuck her in the movie. She even said herself there were better people playing the role than her. They just picked her just because the fans wanted her.
Yeah. I mean, the chick from Daenerys was in Solo. You know?
Like, why? And she was in Terminator. She played. You look nothing like Linda Hamilton.
Yeah, that Terminator movie sucked too. Oh.
Wait, which Terminator movie we talking about? The Genesis,
the one with her. Yeah, the one with her.
Here's the thing. Okay, let me talk about that one. It was bad, but me personally, I felt it was entertainingly bad. If you treat the movie like fan fiction, it's watchable. My opinion.
Okay.
My opinion. That's all I'm saying. If you just treat it like it's not connected with anything,
I guess if you call it a fan film, like somebody got on YouTube
and watched it,
and just they didn't have the budget to make something cool, right? And they just half-assed this shitty movie, and it was on. Yeah.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
You could watch it and be somewhat entertained by it. That's all.
I guess, but the sad fact is they did have a budget to do something.
Well, you can't win them all. Man. Can we move to the video game section?
Sure.
Okay, just real briefly, what I want to talk about: Final Fantasy VII. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people are excited for it. Apparently, they dropped a new trailer. They were comparing it with the old game that was coming out in 1979. 1997. It's not that old.
Yeah, it was an old shit.
Right. And they're saying that the game is going to be episodic. So yeah, it's still on pace to come out. So hopefully I'm still alive when that game comes out. I don't know. It's taking forever. Another game that's supposed to be coming out that's getting a lot of buzz right now is Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Breakpoint. You're gonna be interested in this, Eli.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Because guess who got to play the bad guy of this game?
Idris Elba.
No, but close. Actually, not even close. John Bernthal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, voice cap.
Okay. I think I've seen some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, voice cap, mocap, all the stuff like that. So yeah, he's gonna be in the game. And honestly, I think video games should probably steer clear of putting celebrities in there, because what if that celebrity gets to it? Okay, for instance, Kevin Spacey was the star of the last Call of Duty game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So now you got people like, I don't know if I should play that game because Kevin Spacey, might molest me or some shit, So, not saying John Bernthal might do. We don't know what the fuck John Bernthal's doing this pastime. He might find out some crazy shit later on. You never know.
You never know. 20 years from now, yeah.
Right. Then we're not allowed to play Ghost Recon anymore. We gotta boycott, cancel Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're gonna keep doing it. But at the same time, you put a famous actor in these games, they do sell. So, why not? That's all I got. Can we actually move to the next part?
Sure. Oh,
okay.
I thought you were. I mean, do you like Final Fantasy?
I like every other one. Oh. I'm not a Final Fantasy nut. I've beaten a few of them. And,
okay.
Yeah, and trust me, they take about over 100 hours to beat them.
Yeah. Never played it, but I know people who have.
It's an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste. You either into it or you're not. That's all I can say about Final Fantasy. They're gonna remap this one where it doesn't play like the same one played in 1997. Because if you try to play that, you try to remake the game the same exact way it was then, these kids won't be able to play that game. Because these kids, they suck at video games nowadays. Basically, everything is too hard for them. They need cheat codes. They need monetary transactions, DLC. You give them a hard game, they don't want to play it anymore. So that game back in 1997, it was hard. You got to sit down, learn, plan your guide, stuff like that. So they're gonna make it simple and easy, and spoon feed it to these kids nowadays. So that's the thing. Oh, yeah, that's my thing. So yeah, but Final Fantasy VII wasn't even my favorite. A lot of people say it's like their favorite game of all time, like period, best game of all time. Wasn't even my favorite Final Fantasy, even of the PlayStation era. I like 8 and 9 better. That's just me. Don't at me. Or come at me.
Come at me, bro.
Right. But that's all I got to say on that. So let's go ahead and move to the meat of the podcast. Part that pays the bills. Yeah. Okay, so this is the part that pays the bills, comic book bullies, where we actually talk about the comic books. We talk about a bunch of books that came out this weekend. Eli, can we start with the book of the week? Even though I know you hate this series, but let's talk about it anyway. Okay.
Sure.
Don't worry. I'll narrate it. I'll do the heavy lifting. So we're going to talk about the Batman Who Laughs, which is issue number 5. We're going to talk about this one. I'm trying to think what happened in the beginning of this book. Okay, so the beginning of this book, it took me a while to remember. Okay, so Batman has been set up and framed by the Batman Who Laughs. The Batman Who Laughs gets away, laughing at him, stuff like that, while the guards of Blackgate Penitentiary are shooting at him. So the only way he can finally get away from him, he has to hold up. He's using the dead Bruce Wayne from the alternate reality as a bullet shield, So they don't shoot him, but they're flanking him, coming around. So eventually they're going to hit him eventually. So he decides that, I think, you know what? Since I know all these guards, what if I just say their names so they can believe that I'm the real Batman? I can get away. So he says the name, but I guess he didn't remember how he does it, because when he does end up threatening their families, your dad that walks alone at nighttime, I know where he lives. I know where your sister stays. You let me walk and that's it. And then here's the really fucked up part that it took me the second time to read it to catch what happened. He cuts off the head of the dead Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
and holds it at him. I was like, what the fuck?
That was pretty gnarly.
I was like that. And then he said, because I'm the goddamn Batman who laughs.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that is fucked up. And then he gets away and stuff like that. Next, and I'm just kind of fast forward through the rest of the part. Basically, Gordon is still held hostage by the Grim Knight, the Dark Punisher Batman. He holds out a knife saying he's about to carve up Batman. He sends some more crows out of him to attack him and stuff like that. He gets away. And before the other crows can attack him, he gets rescued by James Gordon Jr. And James Gordon Jr. calls Batman, tells him, Batman, we're trapped, come get us. Batman goes sends like his bat sub to go get him. Brings to the Batcave so he can go ahead and activate the Last Laugh protocol. He tells Gordon, okay, you press the button, and I have to press the button 2 minutes after you, because if I don't, this is going to lock up and we won't be able to do it for another week. So Gordon presses the button, and Batman gets ready to put his hands on the button. He's like, wait a minute. Something's not right here. Batman, this is a setup. He wants us to do this. Obviously, he found a way to get into the system, and if I press this button, all I'm going to do is just quarantine Gotham so nobody can come save us while he infects everybody. So, but before he can, they debate on whether or not they should do it. Batman Who Laughs basically calls him. Batman answers the call. He tells him, yeah, I want you to do it the whole time. I want you to press the button so you can lock down Gotham. And I forgot to say about the Court of Owls. He kills all the Court of Owls and brings over the Batman that, conquered the Court of Owls from his reality, brings them over here. May or may not have killed them. We don't know,
That was dope.
Yeah, I shouldn't have flew through that part, but I remember it's like some awesome shit I'm forgetting. But that was awesome. And basically he's telling the whole time, like, yeah, I want you to quarantine Gotham. I want you to shut down the system so I can have access to it, and I'm going to fuck up Gotham, and I want you to help me. And then at the very end of it, Batman pressed the button. And the end. So we'll see what happens next time, because the Last protocol has been activated. And obviously going to be some really fucked up shit that's going to go on. But yeah, I forgot. That Court of Owls scene was cool as hell, because the Batman Who Laughs chopped off the Talon's hands and shit like that. And he was like, I love the Court of Owls. Matter of fact, my favorite world is the world that one of my alternate universe versions of me conquered it, And then we bring over Batman, that's a Talon. That's the head of the Court of Owls, and they fight. But I have a feeling he didn't kill that Court of Owl bad guy. I think he might come back.
Yeah. I just like the whole trial where they're holding him on trial and he's talking all that shit.
Yeah, because it was the same thing that, he did in the original Court of Owls. So let the little one decide.
Yeah. And he ends up killing them all.
Right.
It was fucking cool. Like, boom, boom. You hear the fucking, oh, yeah. You guys,
right, because they try to run away from him.
That maze, this maze you guys made? This labyrinth? Yeah, surprise. And you hear boom, boom, boom. That was dope.
Oh man! So overall, yeah, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. Give it 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I agree. I must say, stuff is starting to pick up. Did you notice that this is no longer a 6 issue? It's now 7.
You know what? They did that shit with Heroes in Crisis.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they just adding stories for no reason. It's just like, okay.
Well, as long as they're not going to half-ass the end, because I was a little worried. Okay, we got 2 more issues. What are they going to do? And it's still building towards something, but there's a lot of cool shit that happened in this book. Like the Court of Owls. I do like the fact that you find out where the crows came from.
Well, I think he said that these crows were specifically designed to be like his son, not like the other crows.
Yeah, like I thought he modeled them after his son. And
yeah, because I think he's got like a bunch of crows. You know, the other crows he had in the other book, like I think they killed all them. He got some more crows.
And then the fact that then his son comes and rescues him and shit.
Right.
Like, that's not me or whatever.
Oh, I'd also like it. I forgot to say how James Gordon Jr. was about to shoot Batman.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, yeah, he's going fucking crazy about to shoot it. Then Batman did that thing, and then he dropped dropped the building on him, or the cave on him, or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this was picking up. I enjoyed it. Because I started reading. This is like one of the last books I read. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 different philosophies on this book right now. Because it was the first one I picked up. Like, Batman Who Laughs, let's go.
Yeah. I just been thinking it's been just dragging. It's just I felt it's just dragging. So
yeah. I mean, but I'm kind of ready for it to end to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, same here.
All right, that's all I got. I'll let you go next, even though I read the same next book that you did too. So,
what did you read?
Actually, I got another book I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna go.
Let's see. I'll do Batman Detective Comics. This 1003.
Cool.
Yeah. So basically, the what's they call the night what are they called again? This Azrael. It's not Azrael. What is it? The Arkham Knight or whatever. The Dark Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Turns out, she captures Damian. It's a really cool story with Damian, kind of on his own. He gets captured by this society of Arkham Knights that are trying to wash the darkness away from Batman or from Gotham. And we're finding out that she basically employed, she's got Arkham Asylum. All these people are from Arkham, and you find out that it's what's her face? It's the daughter of the daughter of Arkham, the guy, who started Arkham. Yeah, whoever that is, she's the daughter. That's who this is. And she's been planning this, and she's got like all the crazies kind of in her army and shit. So it's really cool. It's building up towards this mystery of who, we're all like, who the fuck is this? Is it is it going to be Jason Todd? Is it going to be who else, or Azrael, or whoever the fuck? But it's not. So it's the plot is thickening. So this was like really dope. It's 4 out of 5. I'm digging this. So yeah. On to the next.
Cool. Okay. Next book I got is Batman and the Outsiders.
Okay. I did not read this.
Okay, I thought for sure you would have read this. Okay.
No, I thought about it, but
yeah. I guess you would think because we did too many Batman books, we already have enough. So, and then I went ahead and did it anyway. So
yeah.
Okay. So basically, what's going on? I'm kind of trying to jump into the book. There's this serial killer that's going around, blowing up churches. Calls himself Saint John.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Batman sends 2 of his proteges out, Signal and Orphan. They go to try to, take this guy down. They can't. He's too much for them. So since Batman knows he can't take this guy down, he sent 2 more of his proteges to take him down, which is Black Lightning and Katana. And they make short work of the guy, stuff like that. And Black Lightning's telling them that y'all need training. Y'all need to stick with me. Y'all need to listen to what I say, stuff like that. When next time we on missions, Signal's getting him a hard-ass time. He's like, you're not my dad. You're not Batman. Who the fuck are you? And just mad at him, shit like that. So they're arguing. So Black Lightning has a solo meeting with Bruce Wayne. He was like, "What do you want me to do with these kids?" He was like, "They're yours now. You train them." Like, why? Because you don't want to deal with them? Basically, yeah. I got better shit to do. Batman just leaves. He's like, "Look, this penthouse, it's yours. Kids, yours. I'm done." and just walks out. So Batman has his own shit to do because apparently these two metahumans were killed. Well, one was killed and the daughter is, getting away. And apparently Batman knows that there was this metahuman lab or facility that was cranking out and creating metahumans. And Batman did like some kind of witness protection program to put them in a safe place. But now if the dad's dead, obviously somebody's looking for them trying to kill them. So Batman just pops back up out of nowhere, with the team, telling them, y'all need to go to Los Angeles, find the daughter. Well, meanwhile, I'm gonna try to find out who's out here trying to kill these metahumans that I'm setting up in a safe spot. And Batman just takes off. Black Lightning's like, I don't even know if we should even trust Batman because obviously you guys should have heard the shit he said about you guys. Like he really don't even want to be bothered with you right now. And what Katana's like, you know what? Let's go do it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So
okay,
not much happened. Just
all
they
right.
don't trust Batman, But who does?
It sounds like the old detective run. Was it Tinian? His run on detective with the Bat family.
The end. Something else happened. I'm reading the end right now. Okay, so the girl that is getting away that the metahumans found, she was basically, she is rescued by this guy named Caliber. And Caliber's from the future. She says Caliber's trying to rescue this girl because apparently in the future she starts like the new wave of metahuman superheroes, some shit. So she's like important to the future. So he's like a Terminator, some shit like that. And basically said like the guy that's going around killing metahumans, shit like that. Yes, Ra's al Ghul. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. So basically, so we'll see how it goes. So yeah, overall, get the book 3.5 out of 5. I don't know if I'll stick with this story. The art is awesome though. I don't know who they got to draw this book. This book is awesome.
I was trying to see it. It looked like Lee, but it's not. I don't know.
It's not Lee, but it's in its style. And the thing is, the story. The writer of this story was the guy that did the Killmonger story.
Oh, okay.
Like Brian Hill or something like that. I can't remember that. But the Killmonger story was awesome. This one didn't hit me, just grab me like that. But I'm curious to see where it goes. It's got Black Lightning in it, and I want to see what he does with Black Lightning. So yeah.
Okay.
Still 3.5 out of 5. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go with Boba Fett. Star Wars: Age of Rebellion. Boba Fett. These one-shots that they've been doing lately. These taking our favorite characters and just giving them, a simple adventure. Nothing groundbreaking, just a simple adventure. It's cool. I mean, the art, of course, these Star Wars books have, great art. We're not learning anything new about Boba Fett. This is just, Boba Fett on a job, finding a bounty, doing what he has to do to get his bounty. It gives him, it kind of gives him a little bit of maybe he's got some chivalry where he's in some code of honor because he's going after criminals that are fucking up, these villages. But it turns out at the end, no, I'm just here for the money, that he really doesn't give a fuck. So that's about all we get from this story. It's just a Boba Fett story. If you're a fan of Boba Fett, hey, it's cool. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. It isn't nothing spectacular, but it's, it does its job. But I know I was listening to Comic Cast. Shout out to Comic Cast.
Shout out to Comic Cast.
Shout out to Comic Cast. They shit all over this. They didn't really like it. And I can understand, there's no point to it. It doesn't say anything new about Boba Fett as a character, but I don't think it's supposed to. Maybe, I don't know. Well, the Princess Leia book was kind of cool. You kind of see how she got, you got to see another side of her. But this is just, it's just a simple job. It's Boba Fett doing Boba Fett shit, So I don't think it needed to be like groundbreaking or some huge revelation. Boba Fett's a woman or Boba Fett's gay or whatever. I don't know what they wanted to stretch Boba Fett as a character, but it's just a simple adventure story, which is kind of the point of these books. But so yeah, I kind of get it, but I noticed some of them were talking. They didn't understand, and I hear this a lot lately, just from fans in general. Mostly newbies. I won't call them newbies. Fuck it. And I'm not saying Comic Cast are newbies. No. But I've seen this that some people don't understand why Boba Fett is a popular character.
Okay,
Why
I'm gonna agree with Comic Cast because I don't know.
Okay.
So I guess we're newbies also. I mean, before I know you're gonna get into some deep, dark detail about what happened, but all he did was just show up and make a phone call.
Yeah. I mean, if you, like I said, like if you're like a younger fan and you just binge watch
I'm just saying, Django is better.
Yeah, if you like just binge watch this, this trilogy or whatever, and you just see Boba Fett kind of show up, not do much, and then you see Return of the Jedi where he falls in the, the spiked butthole.
By a sand vagina, and that's it.
Yeah, I can see what's this big deal. Well, I'm gonna take it back now. Oh yes, everybody sit on Uncle Eli's lap. I'm gonna tell y'all a story.
Don't get me too, but okay.
So, Boba Fett. The first time I remember Boba Fett was his figure. Now they say he showed up in the the holiday special. I was too young to watch it at the time, so I didn't see when the holiday special first aired back in 70s, whatever it was. But I remember right before Empire Strikes Back came out, they released Boba Fett as a figure. And back then, Star Wars was the shit. It was like the Avengers is now. You know what I mean? We were just fiending for anything Star Wars. And this was a new figure. And we're like, holy shit, this guy looks dope. I mean, in his car, the figure packaging, it just showed him, flames coming out of his hand and shit. I'm like, holy fuck, who the fuck is this guy? And apparently he was in the new movie. So we see Empire Strikes Back. We see him. He's just got this mystique, this mysterious, nature. He's after Han Solo. He doesn't, he shoots a few times, but you're like, oh, this guy's kind of cool, and he's part of this like criminal organization, the underground and shit, So Empire comes out and it's dope. It's like the best movie ever made. And then we wait 3 years. So in those 3 years, us old school Star Wars fans were playing with toys, building building up the character in our head. He became a fan favorite between those two movies. Between Empire and Return of the Jedi, Boba Fett became like cool as hell because he was the guy that caught Han Solo and was in league with Darth Vader.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like a gangster. He was like, or part of the criminal underground. He basically put Star Wars into the underworld. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what he represented. He represented like the gangster, street level shit. You know what I'm saying? Of Star Wars, and that's where his popularity grew, is between Empire and Return of the Jedi back in the 80s. Of course, Return of the Jedi comes out and we see him get this cheap ass death where he falls into the butthole, the Sarlacc pit,
right.
Which pissed off a lot of people.
They expect to be way more badass than that, right? Because they built up something more in their head. So,
and they gave him like this cartoon Wile E. Coyote death, and through even then, like I said, Return of the Jedi was done, and we thought that was it for Star Wars. There was 20 years between that and the prequels. Between then he really got even popular. Books, comics, the games and shit. Shadows of the Empire. He was dope on that game.
Right.
I even read the story where he survives the Sarlacc pit. He crawls out of the Sarlacc pit. He bombs his way out.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, somebody's gonna make a reference to that. So yeah.
Yeah, so there's like been this big folklore because for the past 2 decades, or between the 2 decades of the original trilogy and the prequels, and that's why, because of popular demand, George Lucas decided to create Jango Fett and give him this prominent role that he was the source of the fucking clone army and,
right. And killed a few Jedis and shit.
Yeah. So that's why, so I can understand people who just like all of a sudden watch, the Star Wars trilogy and they're like, oh, Boba Fett's kind of lame. I can see that. Mm-hmm. But back then, no, he was cool because we had we had time to build up his mystique. You know what I mean? Right. So that's just my Boba Fett spiel. The comic, 3 out of 5. But Boba Fett, 7 out of 5.
Okay, get Valiant. Shoot, am I up next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. So we got next book we're gonna do Captain America #10, written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. And I'm not even gonna lie, Eli, I can feel that it was written by Ta-Nehisi Coates this time.
It sure does.
Yep, it felt like it was a Coates book. Yeah, basically Captain America is still in prison. He's been in prison for a while now.
Still in prison.
Still in prison. He has a fight with Baron Strucker because Von Strucker has been like kicking the shit out of everybody. You know, he broke Wrecker's legs like that, so he fights Captain America, but he's fighting him in a power damper where Captain America's like at half speed. You know, so Von Strucker just kicking his ass too. But Thunderball, you know, or Dr. Franklin, which was like back in the Black Panther book where Black Panther said, "You're not the Black Bruce Banner, you're the Black you," or whatever, you know, and he uplifted him because that's what Black Panther does for Black people. So, yeah, so all of a sudden he's no longer Thunderball. So he makes a deal with Sue Storm, who I guess injects some kind of...
Did you say you're the Black you?
Yeah, I guess. But I can't remember the exact speech he gave. I know Coach was like extra woke with it shit, whatever he said.
Yeah,
or something. I can't remember.
Okay.
Oh, where was I? Okay, yeah, Sue Storm. Okay, so Sue Storm injects him with some kind of EMP or some shit. So right before, you know, Von Strucker like really kicked the shit out of Steve Rogers, EMP sets off outside of Thunderball and it blinks out the whole prison. And so now Steve Rogers back at full strength, you know, kicks the shit out of Von Strucker, knocks his ass through the cell, and now it's a prison break. The end.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and why is he escaping prison?
Right, because didn't he voluntarily put himself in there?
Why? Yeah, he confessed, or he went to prison and he turned himself in.
Right. So
and now he's escaping.
I don't know. All I know is there's a whole bunch of really nothing happening with, you know, Coates going on and on and on and on about the prison system.
Yeah, I got that. Yes, I got all that shit. But I'm like, where's the Daughters of the fucking Freedom or whatever the fuck?
Right.
Like,
that's supposed to be the next episode or a book.
Wasn't that like 2 months ago? How many months ago were they supposed to do some shit?
Well, they're supposed to do some shit next issue.
But
he's promising they show up then.
They came up like a couple issues ago.
And
like
did nothing, no reference, nothing.
They're not doing anything, you know? And I'm like, hey, I'm native. I'm like, hey, is that Echo? Oh, shit.
Right.
Native in a comic book. I better read it. And nothing.
Coach just dangling the carrot in front of you.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is drag. It's starting to drag, man.
It is. It's starting to drag. Because the book started off awesome.
Yeah, it did.
Like, all this shit. I was like, damn, Coach didn't find a way to actually learn how to write a comic. Now he's just doing the same bullshit he's doing before. It's like, shit.
Just people talking. Just fucking panel of word bubbles and people talking.
Like, we get it, Coach. We get it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll pick up next year. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I don't even know why the fuck I picked this book up. I was just like, fuck it.
It's on my fucking pull list. So
right, because the book started off so great, and I was like, I actually felt bad that I fell off on Captain America. I was just like, I love Captain America. Coates, it seems like he's finding how to write a comic and knows how to write it better than he did Black Panther. So maybe it's gonna be a good book. And I'm reading it, just like, oh shit, Coates being Coates again.
Yeah, it's just starting to drag. It's starting to slow down, and I give it a 3 out of 5. I guess. Do I want to say 3 out of 5?
I guess we're 3 out of 5. I guess. I mean, it just slowed down when he went to jail. That's all. Yeah,
and he's been in jail, and he's getting out of jail now. I guess he's breaking out.
Well, for no reason.
Yeah, he's gonna be a fugitive again. Like he turned himself in. Like I don't know.
What the fuck, man? I don't know.
Whatever.
Okay. You got any more books?
I got these Conans plural.
Ooh. Okay.
Double dose of Conan number 6, Conan the Barbarian number 6, The Life and Death of Conan, more of the same. Basically, this witch, the Blood or the Crimson Witch, has been after Conan his whole life because his blood is full of, brutality. The more people you kill and the more you survive death, your blood becomes potent. So she wants his blood to resurrect this blood god. And it's just been going throughout his life, all these different adventures, all these different things that he's survived and the different armies that he's joined and all the, just the life. And this has basically been just the life and times of Conan and all the different shit he survived. And meanwhile, this witch, it's like the subplot. She's basically after him. So we just see him like join this other army in the desert, and he's been fighting with them, and soon, but then he breaks off and becomes a bandit, and just him doing Conan shit, And and meanwhile, like they're like the kids and the witch are waiting for him. This basically sets up, it sets up the plot line that gets him captured. I think the first issue where he's an old man. He's King Conan. He's all old, and he gets captured in that issue. So this issue sets up that army where he basically puts him in the position to become king in this issue. So it's set up. So it's fun. It's 4 out of 5. I get it. The art is cool. So that's the thing. I'm also reading Savage Sword of Conan, and the writing is better in the Savage Sword, but the art is better in Conan the Barbarian. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So number 6, that was Conan the Barbarian, 4 out of 5, and I have Savage Sword of Conan, the conclusion. So this wraps up the cult of Koga Thun, that story arc. So basically what's been happening, quick recap, Conan was on this slave ship. He escapes with a slave, helps him escape. He steals this box. He thinks it's got treasure in it, but it turns out it's got this magic sand, and it basically implants this treasure map in his mind. So he has all these visions about this treasure map and where to find this treasure. So he basically, him and his homie, this other guy in the slave ship, they go looking for this treasure, and they go to the city where that's ruled by this wizard, and this wizard is after the treasure too. And it turns out that the wizard's looking for the map, So Conan and this homie team up with this librarian, and they start looking for they find out that the map is in Conan's head, and Conan knows where to go. So they're fighting their way through the city. They're fighting all these monsters and zombie men to get to this treasure. His homie gets, in the last issue, they fight the wizard and his cronies. They're like these lizard snake guys, and his homie gets bitten by the lizard's snake tattoo. Like he's got a snake tattoo, and the snake comes off his arm and it bites the guy.
Oh wow!
And he can turn it. Yeah, it'll also turn it into a knife. Like the snake will come off his arm and turn into a dagger and shit. Pretty cool. This wizard, this gnarly ass wizard. So the snake bites his homie, and he gets infected with the wizard's poison, and the wizard can control him. He can control the guy through his venom. But, so that leads us to this issue. Conan basically says, hey, I got to kill you. And the guy's like, cool, because I don't want to betray you. This guy's infected me with this venom, and I'd rather die. So Conan cuts off his head and shit.
Okay.
And they find the treasure. They find the ship. And but instead of it being like jewels and treasures, it's basically a bunch of scrolls that are made for spells and magic, and that's what the wizard was after. All these like magical spells that are written on all these scrolls. And Conan's like, oh, fuck, I did all this shit for nothing. I thought I was going to get rich. So he basically says, fuck this shit, and just starts killing everybody. And there's a battle, There's a battle. There's this cool battle. He ends up killing all the cards, killing all the fucking, kills the wizard, chops off his head, and the wizard basically, his body like disintegrates into a bunch of snakes. That was really cool.
Okay.
So, he's like, oh man, this was all this shit for nothing. So I'm going to go on my merry way. But before he does, he decides to free all the slaves in the city. He's like, all right, you're free from Koga Thun. The wizard is dead, and he's holding up the head of the wizard, and like, you're all free. Go be free men. And that's it. So that's the end of the story, end of this run, end of the story arc anyway. So this was 4 out of 5. this was a lot of fun, you know. So yeah. What else? Oh shit! Are you done?
Yeah, you did all my books, so.
Okay. Murder Falcon, number 8.
Okay.
This has been one of my favorite books lately. Murder Falcon, Daniel Warren Johnson, art and writing, basically about this metalhead and his band. This guy Jake, he had cancer. He kind of lost his, hope in life. He had to quit his band, and it's just about, him going through all this depression. But then he gets visited by this mutant falcon monster. They call him Mirth, the Murder Falcon. And he has this big giant robot arm, and he's sent from another dimension to kill all these demons that are invading Earth. But he needs the power of heavy metal music to give him the strength to do so. So he needs Jake and his band to play metal while he battles these demons. So this is the last issue. We've, the demons are invading Earth. The band hooks up with the Japanese orchestra, and they get picked up by the military. So they're on the ocean on these aircraft carriers. The band and the orchestra are on an aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean, and there's these big giant stacks of amplifiers on this fucking ship. And they start playing, and all these big kaiju monsters are in the sea, and Murder Falcon is killing everybody and killing all the monsters. But then Jake has to go down to the heavy. It's like this other dimension where metal was born or whatever. And he goes down there, and he finds the metal god, which is Lemmy from Motorhead. He's the metal god, and and it turns out that fucking the power of metal is not it's not from people like trying to it's basically the power of the music comes from people that are trying to call back the people that are destined to die or whatever, the people that are gonna die. And that's where the power comes from. People who are basically sacrifice themselves for the greater good. That's where the power comes from. And that's what, in his last dying breath, I just spoiled it. Jake basically blows the horn of the heavy, and that destroys Magnum Chaos. And he ends up dying at the end. But as he's dying, his spirit goes and meets Ronnie James Dio, who's for those who don't know, he's one of the biggest metal. He used to sing for Black Sabbath. He had his own band, Dio. He was he's the one who coined the metal horns, the symbol of the metal horns.
Okay, because I had no idea who that was.
Yeah, Ronnie James Dio. So he meets Ronnie James Dio, and him and Murph, they all go to the next, wherever that is, the next plane of existence. And I gotta say, this book gave me shivers reading it. It's crazy. It's a really good ending of the story, but like I said, as stupid as this book sounds, monsters fighting monsters through metal, it's had a lot of dramatic weight, and it really made you care about the characters. So yeah, this is a 5 out of 5 for me. I mean, this is the last issue. I hope that they continue the story. I don't know how, if they're gonna, unless Jake comes back to life somehow or something. I don't know, or he becomes like a demon slayer too. But this was a great book.
Cool. Okay.
So yeah, and that's all I got.
All right. Shoot. Yeah, that's all we got. Like I said, we got an epic show. We got a lot. Hopefully you stuck with us. If you listen this long, definitely like, share, and subscribe. We have a sister podcast, Geek Sass. We also have Common Cast, who probably did the same books we did, but who knows. Geek Valiant, Just Geeks and Comics, Voodoo TV, probably some more, but I forgot. Oh well, just listen to them. They're on ourgeekery.com in the podcast section. They're there. Next week we're just gonna review some more books. I guess we're gonna hold off because it's gonna take a while for something else to come out. So we're just gonna keep doing what we normally do.
John Wick, man. John Wick comes out.
John Wick does come out. Yeah. I may or may not see it opening weekend. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And I love you 3000. We'll stick with that one for a while. So.